Jim, let's get into it. We're going to go to Wiggins and talk to Lauren, who's been on hold for a while. Lauren, thank you so much for your patience. What can we help you with?
Oh, yes, sir. I was hurt at a work injury about 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
I've doctor since then, probably about 3 months after I got hurt, I finally started receiving my workers' comp.
Okay.
I had to hire an attorney to, help with getting me set up. In the meantime, he hasn't done anything to help me as far as my health-wise. I have to almost beg for a doctor's appointment. I've been through therapy 3 times. I've also had injections in my hip. It's my SI joint. They say it's unstable. And I just need to know what I need to do, to hurry the process up. I mean, 1.5 years out of work is a long time, and workers' comp pretty much starves you to death.
Well, that's unfortunately that's the case. Lauren, before you go, real quickly, are you receiving your 2/3 of your average weekly wage? Are they making the payments to you, or have they stopped that?
They are making the payments. They were pretty consecutive, but here in the last, I may say, about 2 or 3 months, I haven't received anything.
Okay, and it sounds like your treatment is ongoing. I understand sometimes they're resistant to scheduling medical appointments, but as far as you know, have they paid all of your medical expenses related to the injury, as far as you know?
As far as I know, they have.
Okay, but you're still under treatment. Sounds like we had a question earlier, an email question. Sounds like the doctor is still treating you. You haven't reached what's called maximum medical improvement. Sounds like treatment's ongoing. Is that also true?
Yes, sir, that's true.
Okay, so I wish I had better news to make it go faster, but I don't. And so basically, in a workers' compensation claim, you're entitled to receive 2/3 of your average weekly wage and have all of your medical expenses paid. At some point, a doctor will say, look, Lauren is as good as she's going to get.
Right.
And her impairment rating is 0, 5, 10, 50, whatever it will be. And at that point, you're in a position to resolve the case. And so what I was talking about earlier is what's occurring in your case, Lauren. The medical treatment is got to be completed basically before you're in a position to settle your case. Because until a doctor's in a position to say what your impairment rating is going to be, what the future may hold for you in terms of medical treatment, you don't want to close that case out, because if the situation gets worse, you're done. You're over, just like my partner Matthew just said.
Right.
Once that's settled, it's over with. And so unfortunately, the best you can do right now is make sure to show up to your medical appointments, do everything that you're supposed to do, and then at some point, and I didn't get the nature of your injury, but at some point when the doctor will say, look, we've done all we can do for Lauren, she's going to have to live with it from here on, she's going to need medication, she may need a future treatment.
Right.
And then at that point, the wheels will start turning so that you can get your case resolved. But until you reach that point, you don't want to settle your case. And unfortunately, the benefits aren't great, but if they're paying your wage, and they should be paying your mileage back and forth to your medical appointments too, and your medical appointments, that's all you can make them do right now.
Jim, I did, and I don't want to put words in Lauren's mouth, I did feel her frustration on this one for sure, and the amount of time. Is this something that she can talk to her attorney about? I mean, I know maybe there's not something pressing this week, but this is good information for her from her attorney.
Absolutely, and communicate with your attorney, and attorneys are busy. I don't want to diss fellow attorneys, okay? Because sometimes we're bad about not returning calls, sometimes we're busy. But client communication is important. If you can't get him on the phone after a couple of tries, call and schedule, sit down and talk to him about it and see when he thinks you're likely. And again, I didn't get the nature of your injury, but based upon what type of injury you have, attorneys that have done a lot of this know about how long it's going to take for you to get to maximum medical improvement, typically. And give you some idea when the end game is going to be. If you've been treating 1.5 years, most types of injuries, you ought to be getting close to the point where you're at maximum medical improvement and you're ready to start wrapping the case up. But I would say I'll talk to him or her about that.
All right, Lauren, thanks for the call tonight. Really do appreciate it. Hope your injuries
get
to feeling better.
Hope that helped, Lauren.
Yeah, I
Good
hope
luck.
so too. I think so. It's like she talked to her own attorney here tonight.